Joining us now, Senator Ted Cruz, Republican from the great state of Texas. Mr. Senator, welcome back. Always good to see you. Look, we've seen at least,
Stuart, good morning. Good to be with you.
38 attacks on U.S. forces in 3 weeks. Our response is to move more troops into the area. Is that a strong enough response, in your opinion?
Of course it's not. And we are seeing the consequences of a weak and ineffective commander-in-chief. Joe Biden came into office 3 years ago, and he inherited peace and prosperity. And you look at what has happened across the globe. Yeah. We right now have the largest land war in Europe since World War II. Israel has faced the most significant attack, the worst attack in 50 years. We have a major war in the Middle East. Every enemy of America is stronger. And you look at these 38 attacks. These 38 attacks came from Iran. You know who paid for the drones that are being used to attack U.S. soldiers?
We did.
That would be Joe Biden and the Biden administration that has flowed nearly $100 billion to Iran. Stuart, I would start with a very simple proposition. Don't give money to terrorists who want to kill you. This is something the White House does not seem to understand.
We're not talking about this because it seems like we're worried at provoking Iran. If we do something, all hell breaks loose, that the war will be expanded. That's why we're not talking about it, right?
Look, this president and this administration has approached our enemies from weakness. There is a reason that nobody goes and studies foreign policy at the Neville Chamberlain School of Foreign Affairs. Appeasement doesn't work. And this president, this Democrat Party doesn't understand that. And their approach, what was their approach? Right after Hamas death squads murder 1,400 Israelis, rape women and little girls, decapitate and burn alive infants, what was the Biden administration's response? We're going to send $100 million to Gaza that'll go straight to Hamas. That is insanity. Stop sending money to people who are killing not only our allies, but killing Americans. Look, October 7th, 31 Americans were murdered. That was not only the worst attack on Israel and the worst mass murder in a single day of Jews in any day since the Holocaust. It is also one of the worst terrorist attacks in history on the United States. 31 Americans were murdered that day. A dozen Americans are still hostages from these animals. And these are vicious monsters. I'm sorry. Anyone that puts a baby in an oven, that is literally what these death squads did. Those are Nazi tactics, and they're carried out for Nazi purposes. They were doing that simply because they're Jews, and yet this administration has funded it, has enabled it, and since this war started, has undermined the government of Israel significantly, including going to Israel and saying, you need a quote, humanitarian pause, which is asking Israel, do not try to kill the terrorists. Do not try to take out Hamas. That makes no sense.
Got it. You've got a new book out. It comes out this week, I believe. It's called Unwoke, How to Defeat Cultural Marxism in America. Tell us more about this, but the words cultural Marxism, that seems to me to be a little strong. Tell me where I'm going wrong on this.
Well, I'll tell you, the book comes out actually today. Okay, so it is available in every bookstore in America today. You can get it on Amazon right now. And it explains, Stuart, many people, we look around the country and wonder, what in the hell's going on?
Yeah, we do.
Because it seems like the country has gone mad, that in particular, our major institutions, one after the other, has been captured by the radical left. And this book explains how and why that happened. And it lays out a battle plan. So it starts in the universities. The first chapter in the book is the universities, which I call the Wuhan lab of the woke virus. It's where the virus was created. It's where it mutated. It's where it spread. And I describe the history of Marxists going to the faculties of the elite universities starting in the 60s and 70s. And from there, it spread. Each chapter of the book takes on a different institution. So I go from universities to K through 12 education, to journalism, to big business, to big tech, to entertainment, to movies and television and sports and music, to science. And let's take, for example, big business. Look, you focus on business a lot.
Yep.
The chapter on big business, I, number one, discuss, 10 years ago, if I would have suggested to you that Fortune 100 companies would become the economic enforcers of a left-wing agenda, you would have said that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense at all.
I would. But that's in your book.
And yet now we're seeing company after company after company engaging in politics. And so I described, for example, when Bank of America and Citigroup both put out announcements saying they would refuse to provide any banking services to retailers unless they complied with their own preferred gun control policies. Mind you, not policies adopted by Congress. And I describe in the book, in the chapter on big business, I describe the leadership for Bank of America that came to my office.
Okay.
And they put in place a policy that says no banking services unless you...
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Senator. I've got a hard break coming up, and I would never cut Senator Ted Cruz off, ever. But I got to say goodbye. I'm going to buy the book, and we'll see you all later. Thank you very much, sir.